Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Game 90. Victor here with some more football content. And where do we start off? Let's start off with the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. This was the last match day for qualifications. And the teams that have already qualified, the 24 teams, have already been confirmed. And I'll read them aloud. We have Morocco, we have Burkina Faso, we have Cameroon, we have Algeria, DR Congo, Senegal, Egypt, Angola, Equatorial Guinea, Ivory Coast, Gabon, Uganda, South Africa, Tunisia, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Mali, Comoros, Sudan, Benin, Tanzania, Botswana, Mozambique. So there are two representatives from the East African region. And I'll go through some of the matches that caught my eye during this qualification round. We have Rwanda, who are facing Nigeria. Nigeria were at home, and they were beaten 2-1 by Rwanda. And this was a very impressive win for Rwanda, actually, considering that Nigeria were at home. And Nigeria, they are a star-studded team. They have players with European pedigree and also Premier League pedigree. And Rwanda narrowly missed out on qualification. This is because Benin, they drew 0-0 with Libya. But if Libya beat Benin in that game, Rwanda would have qualified. So that's a very good effort from Rwanda. And I know they are heading in the right direction. And come the 2027 AFCON, I know they will be much, much better. Then we have a team that is struggling a lot in recent times. I'm talking about Ghana. They were playing against Niger, and they were at home in Accra. They were beaten 2-1. And what surprised me the most about this game is fans celebrating Kudus missing a penalty. Kudus is a Western player who is also a star man for Ghana. And the moment he missed that penalty, the Ghanaian fans, they celebrated. That was very funny to see, and at the same time, it was also so disappointing from them. And it looks that they have lost faith in the players and also in the coach, because this is the first time that Ghana will miss AFCON since the year 2004. That has been 20 years. That's a very long time. And I know Ghana are a formidable team, and I know they will improve, but now they need to do some house cleaning, maybe fire the coach, maybe do something on the squad, because I think they are much better than this. This group contained Angola. It is a group that contained Niger. It's a group that also contained Sudan. And if I look at these sides, I believe Ghana is much better than these sides. Everybody expected Ghana to qualify from this group. And I can see this is the shock from all these group stage qualifiers. So let's see how Ghana prepare themselves before the next AFCON. Then we go to our neighbors, Tanzania. Congrats to Tanzania, man. They have qualified for the AFCON. Now this is their fourth time qualifying for AFCON. And what impressed me about this win against Guinea is that, one, Tanzania were under a lot of pressure to win this game, because Guinea just needed to draw, maybe 1-1, 0-0, 2-2, they could have qualified. This means that Tanzania had to attack from the get-go. So they had a lot of pressure from them. And if you look at even the team sheet for Tanzania, most of the players that are in this Tanzanian national team, they are homegrown players, domestic players. They play in the domestic league. In comparison with the Guinea players, most of them play in the European leagues. And this shows you the importance of having a strong domestic league. If you compare the Kenyan league and the Tanzanian league, they are miles apart. Even if you compare the Kenyan clubs to the Tanzanian clubs, the likes of Yanga, the likes of Simba, These clubs, they make it further in the continental club competitions. They make it further. If you compare to the Kenyan clubs, they are very, very far apart. Even Yanga versus Simba, that's a derby in Tanzania. It's a very big game. The stadiums are always packed, and the fans are always passionate about that game. And I'm also impressed by the facilities in Tanzania, the training pitches, the stadiums. If you look at the national stadium, the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium, you can't compare any stadium in Kenya with that stadium. And actually, the president of Tanzania, she paid all the attendance fees for the fans who attended this game. And this was a major factor on why Tanzania won this game. So congrats, Tanzania. And I hope they make us proud in the 2025 AFCON. Also, some of our other neighbors, I'm talking about Uganda. Uganda have also qualified. And this is the team that has impressed me the most in this group stage qualifying. It's time we give Uganda their flowers because they have only lost one game, and that was against South Africa. And even that game they lost against South Africa, they had already qualified. And this will be a team to watch come the 2025 AFCON. And even when I was watching these highlights of this game, remember Uganda were away in Congo. I was asking myself, when was the last time that Kenya went to an away country in Africa, in African soil, and won convincingly, like Uganda won, and played very comfortably? Honestly, I can't remember a certain time. So we have a lot to learn from Uganda. We have a lot to learn from them. And also them, I wish them all the best. They are a team also headed in the right trajectory, and we'll see how they perform in the 2025 AFCON. Okay. Then now we also have to talk about our motherland, that is Kenya. Kenya. Another disappointing draw from Kenya, a 0-0 draw. And I don't know what to say about Kenya, man. It's the same old story. And I'm not surprised about this result, honestly. There was one change. The major change in this game was our captain, Michael Olunga. He was benched in this fixture. And this was one of the most boring games I've ever watched in my lifetime watching football. It was a very, very boring game. And just imagine, we had no shot on target, no single shot on target, whereas Namibia had two. We can't even shoot at goal to save our lives. And I thank God that this game was played behind closed doors. Because if there were fans in attendance, I would have petitioned that the fans be refunded their attendance fees. Because honestly, it was a very disappointing game. And I can't believe we are hoping to qualify for the Africa Cup of Nations with these types of performances, where you can't even get a shot on target. And remember, this game was played in South Africa. Yes, it was played in South Africa, but technically, we were the home team. Just tell me which home team can register no single target or no single goal on target, shot on target. How? It's unacceptable, man. And if I compare to the rest of our East African counterparts, the rest that I've mentioned in this group stage, we registered the fewest points actually. We just had 6 points. Rwanda had 8 points. Tanzania had 10 points. Uganda 13 points. And we also scored the fewest goals amongst the teams that I've stated. We scored 4 goals, and we conceded the most goals. That is 7 goals. And this is the clearest indication that while we are going backwards, our neighbors, Rwanda, Uganda, Tanzania, they are headed in the right direction. And as my co-host Steve said in the last episode, I think it's time for our head coach, Firat. It's time to pack his bags and leave because honestly we can't put up these types of performances anymore. We have to rebuild the whole team, get a new coach. I have heard most Kenyan fans fronting the likes of Salim Babu, Francis Kimanzi, but for any new coach to succeed, we have to put the right structures in place, the right facilities, the right stadiums, so that the coach can succeed. And remember, time is not on our side. The AFCON 2027 is fast approaching. We need to pull up our socks and we need to improve our squad before 2027 comes knocking on. So, guys, those are the major highlights of the qualifiers. And I wish the teams that have qualified all the best, especially our East African counterparts, that is Uganda and Tanzania. You guys make us proud and we'll be cheering you on. So that was our episode for today, guys. And I hope to see you on Saturday when we'll be recording the match week 12 predictions. Steve will be back and let's see how that goes. And for me, Vic Maso, I just say adios. See you next time. Peace.